Beck Birrell from My Inner Witch for TABI, and we're looking at tarot decks and the different types that you can buy on the market. Now, one of the main things, keeping it very short, of course, for these videos, I'm just going to look at the three main types of deck. There are others, but I'll look at the three main, which started to sort of inspire and influence a lot of the other decks on the market today. And they really fall into the Tarot de Marseille, the Waite-Smith deck, and Crowley's Thoth deck. And in actual fact, nobody really knows how to say that word, how to pronounce the word Thoth. I say Thoth, but feel free to pronounce that any way that you think you like. And then one of the main differences that you'll find between these decks is that the Tarot de Marseille, for example, calls the minor arcana pip cards. And they don't really have the same sort of visual scene or scenario that the Rider-Waite does. And, you know, Pamela Coleman-Smith, she worked in the theatre, so we really see these as being like theatre sets. You know, there's always this foreground and background and character on the main stage, whereas in comparison these are quite flat. They're not really explaining visually an action scene, but there's certainly a lot of visual information in these pip cards. And I think when you start to read with two different styles of deck, you really start to tailor your style of reading to suit those decks. And then of course the Thoth deck, it's almost like a combination between the two. I think it's a little bit visual, but it's a little bit pip card as well. There are other main differences between the sort of some structural changes and certainly some name changes in the quartz between the Waite-Smith and the Crowley deck as well. And Gwen's doing an incredible job explaining a lot to do with the Thoth deck, so I won't dwell too much on that. But what we might look at is the differences in the approach that we might take to reading these three decks, particularly when you think that the Tarot de Marseille predates the esoteric overlay that the Golden Dawn was attributing to tarot when they designed these decks. So when we look at these in a little bit more detail, we'll start to look at how the technique should suit the intent of the deck creator.